Welcome to Aspire Unboxed, the podcast where we talk about CRM, do a deep dive into that, and then immediately get distracted and talk about anything else we can think of. Today we'll be joined by Imaan and Powell, one of our functional consultants, and we'll be touching on the products that we've worked on in the high-tech sector and how CRM can keep up with the ever-changing, ever-evolving world of high-tech. So here we are, back at Aspire HQ for episode 2. So I'm Craig and I lead the marketing department. And today we're joined by Imaan Powell.
Do I get some function music?
We should add some claps in, yeah.
Hi, so my name is Imaan Powell. I'm a functional consultant here at Aspire. And I suppose what that means is for our customers, it matches business requirements with Salesforce product. That's the simple way to put it.
What's the non-simple? No, I'm joking. So tell us a fun fact about yourself that no one would know.
Oh, fun fact. I actually used to play for a football club, a professional football club, when I was a kid.
Did you?
Yeah.
Which one?
I was a goalkeeper.
Oh.
I'll let you all guess in the comments.
So can you tell me a bit about the state of high-tech now?
Yeah, sure. I can give you a few examples which are fun and interesting in the same way. So obviously everyone knows about AI and how AI should be implemented. So we've see a common theme of, let's get AI in, and half the time it's not true generative or regenerative AI. It's basically a glorified chatbot. So you give it some prompts, it do some actions and give you whether it's a list or something.
I think that's what people who don't know think that's what it's all about.
No.
So then they're like, like you say, shoehorning it in, and it's not necessarily a benefit or, could be a detriment as well when you get it wrong. But...
In my opinion, I'm not a fan of that type of AI because it's just giving you something that could easily reach for myself, or you just get stuck in a constant loop. That's the worst, when you get stuck in a loop. I was trying to leave a service the other day, and it was all AI based, so it just kept referring back to the same spot. I was just like, great.
It's not helpful.
No, I ended up sending an email, and a person took care of it. So yeah, AI, she's in the right form of AI, and what you can use is the biggest crux at the moment. So luckily Salesforce, you got so many different agents, etc., which you can really prompt and give the correct actions, and it actually is generative. It learns from you, from your information, and can process what you need to do.
So high-tech companies, like I say, they scale fast, and often their internal systems obviously can't keep up with how fast things are moving. What does that growing pain look like today for these companies?
A lot of many systems, outdated systems. It's probably the key thing I always see on a day in, day out.
But you would expect high-tech companies to be sort of ahead of the curve with all this, but, because it's not necessarily something that they focus on day to day, the technology behind something, the end goal for them is just the technology.
And that's the key thing, right? It's normally for high tech, it's the technology they're developing or creating, etc. But you need systems to be able to support your business process, whether that's sales or just ordinary answering the phone, etc. So that's the thing that you find really interesting, that some of these high tech companies have really cool products.
Yeah.
But then when it comes to their own in-house, you're like, oh, that's a bit shaky.
Yeah.
But half the time that's down to either growing really quickly or having people in positions where they are really clued onto the business side and how to get sales, for example, and where they need to be. But when it comes to actual in-house systems, their thoughts are from 20 years ago. Yeah. So it doesn't quite produce.
I mean, it's not just tech companies where it's like that, but you'd think there's a focus on the whole holistic business as in general to be high tech, and their sort of ethos, it would be that you would expect it to be that, wouldn't you? Like?
Definitely, but I guess when the Benjamins been coming in so quickly, you forget about the systems, don't you? Yeah. So it's really interesting that happens, but it allows us to work with these high tech companies and really move them with the times as they're moving with the times with their products, etc. What they're producing.
Yeah, and Salesforce as a platform is. God, every week they're releasing a new product. This process is changing, so it's important for us to keep up with that, so then we can help other tech companies keep up with that as well, which is quite important. There's always a new certification or a rename and things. So what's something that people outside of the CRM sector in general, but also high-tech clients that we work with, what's something outside of that people don't realise are running ops inside a tech company?
That's a great question. It's a really great question.
Apart from it being obviously fast-paced and evolving so fast. Out of your experience working with these sorts of companies, it might be fintech or...
I think it's cliche, but I think having the right people in the right areas, it's really important to have tech to assist that, but people do a lot of the doing too, and I think that's what's also quite forgotten about along the way, whether it's processing orders or processing customers, whatever. Having the people that know the business but know what needs to get done to be able to push the correct process internally,
to fulfill that,
is really key. So it's not tech, but people are always key, and I think that's something that's forgotten about so much nowadays with the push.
Generally, I mean, if you've got no people, you've got no business. If you've not got the right people, then you've got no business. So.
Exactly so.
Yeah. So high-tech businesses, like you say, they tend to accumulate, legacy systems, and then it will take a big digital transformation to sort of take them to keep up and into the 21st century. So basically, the sector-specific version of a messy desk audit. It's 5 different systems that don't talk to each other, which quietly cost sales and support teams hours, teams and their working hours, constantly. I don't know where this is going. This one.
I know exactly where you're going with it, and I'm going to use our good friend Dan Alton's favourite term, swivel chair behaviour.
Yeah.
So there's many systems which companies use, could be many CRMs, etc., and it's bridging that into one location. Whether that's, as it's touched on CRM, some people use multiple marketing tools, have their leads in multiple areas. So it's really trying to refine, okay, this is your business process. You don't need especially, I've worked with a client recently and they've acquired quite a few businesses. And I was trying to acquire those businesses that's trying to merge those processes and where they need to go into one location. And as I said, those businesses could have different ERPs or whatever. So it's really trying to nail out that business process, keep it flat, keep it consistent, and then you can't build good systems on bad process. It's just not how it works.
Yeah.
So
the amount of businesses that I've worked with or for that have one system for ordering that doesn't link with the back end of the website. So then when someone orders, you have to then go into the
website,
back end of the website to then give it to the person that processes orders. It just makes no sense. But then you've got one email marketing system that then also doesn't track leads for then the salespeople to look at and then progress or chase up.
And then you feel sorry for the person in finance or HR has to do all the reconciliation at the end of the day.
Exactly. So it just, from the outside in, just does not make sense. But also, sometimes it can be a big thing for people to learn new systems, implement the systems for everything, join the dots basically. But more than I can count the amount of businesses that are set up like that. But then they're all sort of resistant to change until you show them what the life they could be leading can be.
Because people believe, this works today, as long as it works, but you're spending hours
just
on
works. Just about works.
You're losing business hours. Something which takes someone like 3 hours could be done in half an hour. For example,
you could add that time up, show them how much time they're actually kind of wasting, and it's like, oh wow.
Yeah.
People don't know what the world could be like for them. They're just happy with. They know the system. They've been working with it for 12 years. Yeah.
Being stuck in a box and taken to the sweet shop is how I like to call it.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on usage-based pricing models and the SaaS apocalypse?
Interesting, because I think there is a market for usage-based pricing. Seeing it ourselves with Salesforce. For example, with Experience, it used to be license-based, so a certain amount of users would get a certain amount of licenses. Whereas now it's designed on the amount of logins and usage that business will use, which, in my opinion, is great because you don't want to assign 200 licenses and someone isn't going to use them, right? Whereas if you have 500 logins for the month, then you have a better chance of those people coming in and using your portals, etc.
Because it's for the users that will use it all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Rather than, giving someone a license
and then never use it, especially when the licenses can cost up to in different industries, etc. So it makes sense. Not a fan of it in some instances. For example, we see it a lot in Britain has an energy crisis at the moment, so you can see that quite specifically with rather than paying for your monthly bills, they're trying to push an emphasis of just pay for what you use, which can actually get more expensive than just paying it over the month throughout the year. So it's got its swings and roundabouts. I think in tech it's quite great, especially if it's based off of, for example, AWS, great platform for what it is. Shouldn't say it's of the Salesforce, but because of what you can use it for, the different various aspects of it, their usage model is great for the amount of storage which a company may use, etc. However, you don't need the full fat AWS for some aspects. So moving away from the full-time contracts, which is the usage basis, it works well for them at the moment.
Yeah, so I remember at one company I worked for, we needed to use AWS for just one thing. And that usage-based pricing model worked because, we were only paying for the amount of storage that we were using, and that could vary wildly from month to month. Yeah. So I think in that respect it's good. Benefits and drawbacks of both, I think.
Yeah.
So for segment 2, it's what we actually do for high-tech businesses, that, with the APIs and integrations and things like that. Just walk us through some of that.
Yeah, sure. So as we touched on, many companies have quite a few CRMs, etc. Whether that's, not CRMs, ERPs. And really integrating those ERPs with Salesforce is what we do to bring the CRM and the ERP together. So that can be using either point-to-point API integrations, depending on how many integrations those are. Because some companies may have like mailing or various other systems they use, may start to implement something like MuleSoft, for example, to make those connections simpler and try and reduce as much technical debt inside an org as possible. So it's, for me, my role is really doing those key discovery, finding out how these API connections may work, what APIs they have, if maybe there's a Salesforce plugin which makes life easier. Yeah. So it's really about finding the due diligence of what these connections are and how we can really use them to push their data into Salesforce correctly.
So for those who don't know, MuleSoft is basically connector, the glue that would hold two different systems together to help integration of those software. So can you tell us a bit about automated RevOps and workflows and how they would benefit the high-tech sector, businesses that we work with?
Yeah, sure. So in Salesforce, the great thing with it is opportunity management. Being able to automate, whether that's pulling certain fields or in a spreadsheet, a column, for example, being able to pull that in and then making that manual effort instead of having to reduplicate, typing something in, pushing that in to a nice Salesforce opportunity, linking up whether it's the different contacts, accounts, various other things to be able to produce the opportunity in a quicker manner rather than having to sit there and manually fill out data. The system all does it for you. What would take you 10 minutes, for example, takes you 30 seconds, which is what we really try and do. Even further when it comes to like calculations, integrating those with the API, using our API integrations, etc., to bring in the other systems to enhance the opportunity, is various other things we can do with Salesforce, which segues nicely into how we would use reporting, etc. With reporting and dashboards, it's really key to see those analytics of your opportunity pipeline, how sales are doing, maybe certain sales users. So really designing those dashboards, building out those key reports, whether that's from discovery or what we think we've seen typically is key fundamentals, what a business may want to see. As well as some people may use like various other tools like Power BI, Tableau. Tableau is the Salesforce native. So ideally Tableau. But really getting those reports, dashboards, and the key data across just to keep businesses moving in the correct direction. Yeah,
and we saw at the World Tour where you could just type in how many opportunities I've got open at the minute and that sort of thing, which is really cool actually, because then it takes out the manual work of having to go deep into the system to then look at how many leads you've got like there, and
Yeah,
It's
stops
everything
you
at a
from-
glance, and it works on like the app on your phone and everything like that. So you could be out and checking your leads. And
Exactly. Instead of sitting there creating another report or looking at the 20 million, you just type in a prompt.
type in exactly what you want, and it gives it to you.
There you go.
So how does Agentforce optimize project management and things like in that sense?
It's back to it again. It's key of being able to implement it correctly. However, once it's implemented correctly with Agentforce, you've got the Agentforce sales agent, training agent, etc., which you can sit there and have prompted calls, etc., to go through development to train your sales users on how they can really get the best out of that opportunity or customer that's on the phone. There's various other ways about it, but my favorite one is probably the training agent, just because when you've got some downtime, you want to really refine those sales skills, etc. Having that to highlight where maybe you've maybe gotten incorrect or just go through some further coaching. It can be the difference between getting it right on the next one.
Yeah.
Or...
So within Agentforce, you can create agents.
Sure.
Can you explain how you would sort of ascertain what agent you would need, and then how you can create that and implement that into the ecosystem?
Sure. Go from discovery again. Discovery is key. So finding out what the business wants from those agents. As I said, there's many different AIs, but it's just really understanding of where they want that. So for example, a business may be like, we struggle with our sales process. So we could highlight areas where they can improve their sales process, and then we could implement that Salesforce sales agent to begin to coach them on how to approach those sales calls or sales opportunities.
And would that also help then create a workflow that they could easily follow?
You could implement it into a workflow, correct? Yeah. Just depends on how the business wants to operate, etc. But yeah, definitely could implement it into a workflow. Another key one is to do with leads, etc. I can't remember the name top of my head. It might be RPV. Can't remember top of my head. Apologies. But there's another one which can see leads which generated, how they are, and really engage with the sales team on how to utilize that data. So.
Yeah, and I think there's a good point to make there, that when we implement the scalable software into a business, if the business grows, then the software can grow with it as well.
Exactly.
Which then they might need an agent creating to help them scale that up.
And that's where you start to bring in further agents to be able to assist with what needs to be done, whether that's a support agent to be able to handle issues or cases, etc. So yeah, that's the great thing though. When you've got an agent on board anyway, it doesn't just stay in the box it's confined to. As the business grows, the agent grows too.
Yeah, it sort of learns, doesn't it, from your workflow. Okay, so a quick real world example. So we've worked with many companies across different industries, but high tech is one of them, and I see that growing quite quickly. In your own words, can you mention an example of how we've implemented Salesforce and processes for a real world example of that?
Yes.
Whether you've worked on that or not, or just no knowledge of it.
So there's a few projects I've worked on where I've obviously implemented Salesforce. As I said, my key role is really highlighting the business process and where we need to do that, where we can really improve it to be able to get the best out of the Salesforce products they've got. Exactly. So for me, one of my favorites is working with. I love Sales Cloud. I love sales, so I find it really interesting. But when it comes to the opportunity pipeline, etc., of how an opportunity workflow should be, highlighting the key stage processes what they have, whether it's an opportunity maybe in quoting, it may be with a separate team, they may need to do follow-ups, etc. Creating those tasks for a user to be able to prompt. To be prompted to go speak to a client, etc., to chase up, integrating the emails, etc., showing them that we can use emails so you can see the emails in one place rather than having to go to Outlook, for example, and swivel around. So it's really just highlighting the key aspects of this is your business process today. We can push this into Salesforce. Are you sending these follow-ups or using this system? How are you tracking when you need to do a follow-up, for example? Yeah. And really getting that process and nail it into the different automations you can use at Salesforce, whether that's a schedule flow or just doing a trigger update, for
Yeah,
example, to speak in
yeah.
technical terms.
I remember when, again, example, worked probably one of my first jobs after graduating, and when we implemented Salesforce, Agentforce, and automation was barely there.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember that one of our sales reps, every time they went to see a client or spoke to a client, they'd then have to either import it manually in or add a comment and all the conversation that they had, and it was all manual, like there was no dictation software, so you could just record it and then push it in. So I think generally from that point of view, tracking leads and all that has become way easier.
Definitely. And that's the thing with things like email integration, for example. You can get those emails pushed onto that record, etc. And then, you got to be like, oh, Stacey, does this email coming from so-and-so? Have you seen it? Where you can just click on the record and it's already there.
I remember the reps coming in and going, oh, I need to remember what we spoke about. I need to remember what this email said and blah, blah, blah. And it was just, that was half their job, was just updating the record and then taking it through the pipeline. It's a lot easier these days. Okay, so flow questions. So these are a little bit more less businessy, shall we say. We've got some business ones, but some that are a bit more to learn about you. So firstly, what is one topic that you could give a 30-minute presentation about? You don't have to give it without any preparation.
Oh gosh, that's not really boring. I'm not going to go for the boring answer. I would have said football, but no, I'm not going to say football. I'll go for the other one, gaming. Bit of a gamer. I actually used to be semi-professional. Won a few tournaments back in my prime. But no, I think...
What, game tournaments?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Check me out, MLG. The website don't exist anymore. But
what is that?
It's a website called Major League Gaming.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
And is it a football game stuff?
No. It's like Call of Duty, Dota, that kind of stuff. I mostly played FIFA and Call of Duty, but
You're such a basic.
Yeah, I am. I'm gonna say. But yeah, no. I think the way how the game industry is at the moment, it's you have a company called probably familiar with Fortnite. Everyone seems to copy the Fortnite model, battle passes and season passes, and really stripping you for all these microtransactions.
That's it, microtransactions. God.
Having games which come out of the box unreleased, it's...
Ubisoft started doing that when they were doing Assassin's Creed, and it was just like, I fell out of love with Assassin's Creed because there was all microtransactions. But then, I think they might have realised the error of the way is you buy the game, you get the game. Like, you don't have to buy all this stuff, you just in-game currency that you don't have to buy.
And they've seen that recently, haven't they? Because they've dropped Assassin's Creed full resynced. And it shows that going back to a traditional game, obviously it's a remake of the original, but the volume and value, what it has from going back to having a game that's great out the box.
And people having nostalgia for when you used to just get a game and
play it, have some fun, have some hours, and then that's it. I don't think people want to be bogged down in, I need to, for example, FIFA. I love FIFA, but it's become a part of where it's no longer fun, it's just a grind, because if I don't do this SBC, or if I don't buy this evolution, and I'm left far behind, and it's just, we don't have time for that anymore. It's just, I just want to play a game, want to have some fun. And
well, I kind of use gaming as, I've had a long day, I'm just going to relax, and if you're buying this and that and having to buy that to get this, and it's just like, it's just an effort.
Yeah.
It's a massive effort. Okay, so Inquiz-O-Jar time. So if you remember from last episode, some very random questions in here. Very random, and I don't know what these are.
Oh gosh.
Question 1. I hope it's not the same questions that we had for Dan's episode, but we'll see. Ooh. Should we go worky for this? What do you think is the best use for AI? I'm going open-ended. For anything. Not just worky stuff.
Yeah, so AI, how would I use it outside of work? I ain't going to go for a work example, change my mind. So I'm thinking more of, for me, in my personal time, I like to do a lot of sport analysis and sport statistics. I find that really quite fun. So
It doesn't sound fun, but go on.
I have a few friends that like to ask me questions on, oh, who do you think's going to score today, for example, or what do you think the score would be, or for example, I'm really keen to MMA and UFC. So
Is that fighting?
yeah. So when I'm watching the fights the night before, I may have a little idea. For example, is he fighting a grappler? Is he fighting a wrestler, etc. Finding out the statistics to kind of build up a mental picture of how the fight
Preempting
may
out
go.
already.
Yeah, exactly so. For example, obviously Conor McGregor had his fight 2 weeks ago, something like that. I can't remember the time frame now, but he wasn't really favourite against Max Holloway. And to be fair, when you factor in the different things which prompted AI to be like, oh, well, how's Conor performing against strikers,
Yeah.
etc. It considers like the layout it's had from the sport. Using it to really build a fun picture of, okay, this is my good prediction. I'm going to put it in the group chat, and whoever agrees, whoever don't, then don't. But yeah, really
That's
using
quite a
it.
fun way to use it.
Yeah. No.
I tend to, if there's two products or I want to compare two different products, is this going to benefit me more or less, blah, 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 and then it just gives me a nice table. I use that quite a lot before I bought this. I was like, is there any point in buying this, or should I get like the light version? And it was like, well, if you want to do, enhanced tracking of performance and how many calories and distance, this is more accurate. So I'm currently doing that on trainers. Like, I know it's not like, is this going to benefit me? But for my running trainers, I want to, because I've got a dodgy left foot, it's going to help support my archers and blah, 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 blah. And I don't have to go searching on the internet for this product and then this product and then try and combine them in my mind and weigh out the pros and cons of this. So AI is good for that.
It's a cool way to use it. I've never thought to use it for products like that.
That's probably the majority of my uses, comparing things. Or give me reviews of a game or that sort of thing.
I love a good old YouTube.
So
for that, though.
yeah, well, I do. If I'm going to buy something, I like to research it a lot.
That's fair.
So I would probably YouTube, but also get AI to tell me if I should buy it or not.
Fair.
Okay, so question 2. Oh, I think we might have done this one last episode. The food take. What is the most overrated popular food or drink? In your opinion?
I'm a foodie, so I should kind of know this.
You should.
Can it be an alcoholic drink?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Aperol Spritz.
I don't like it
No.
at all. I think it's bitter, but I'm a bitter super taster. So.
Yeah, I think it's just... No,
It's
I
not
don't,
for
see, I
you.
don't see the hype behind it, no.
This is more broad, but when Starbucks bring out like unicorn frappes and all that, and everybody's going for it, I'm like, usually just all taste the same.
Yeah.
So that's my take.
Unless it's got something like marshmallows in there. Then like...
Yeah, like pointless stuff. I don't, I'm not the. I'm probably not the target for unicorn smoothies or whatever it is. I was looking on Insta and I was scrolling. It's like, for the first time, unicorn frappe comes to the UK from US. I'm just like, and what?
Yeah.
Question 3. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. What tool do you What tool do you use that seems promising but never quite works how you want it to?
Brew strength. Joking. For me, it's always screwdrivers. Like, I always try to get a screwdriver and it's...
Never screws.
No, it's always the wrong one.
What about the power tool version of that?
Oh, I'm quite
I have a good drill. But you can also put screwdriver ends in there.
See, when it
I
comes
love
to power
tools.
tools, yeah, my dad's a joinery, so
A joinery?
yeah, joiner.
He's having fun joining.
So yeah, when it comes to power tools, etc., I'm quite clued up.
I
on kinda
love
using.
DIY.
Yeah.
I love DIY. So I've got many tools, but I always need more.
That question was intended to be much more about like tools on your computer that you're using at work.
Wasn't written that way.
Was it?
It wasn't written that way.
Tool shed. Instantly go
Hey,
for tool shed.
it's an interesting take. It's fine. It's fine.
I think we should include that. That bit. It wasn't meant to be that way. Competition. If you could pick anything for an office competition, what do you think you would win every time?
That's difficult because everyone's quite talented. But if Richard wasn't here, I'd probably say go-karting. I'm quite quick on a track. Fancy myself.
What if Richard was here, what would you say?
Would say gaming probably. Sports games, NBA, FIFA. I think it's a free win.
Yawn. Okay. Feels like National Lottery.
There's... I don't like the look of that.
No,
Okay.
I don't like the look of that. Oh, this one. I like this one. What is the worst / most overused business buzzword? I'm going to say phrase. Circle back. I say it now ironically. Yesterday when I was about to leave, Natalie was next to me. And I was like, oh, no one else has taken the stuff out of the dishwasher. And I said, well, I was meant to circle back and empty it like earlier on, but I didn't.
Oh, there's a handful that give me anxiety actually. Can you provide an update? This one.
That's usually a little passive aggressive, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Please provide an update.
Luckily, it's normally me asking, can you provide an update, which is nice.
It's you.
Asking, yeah. What is the worst one?
I'm going to circle back on that.
Yeah, I think we should circle back.
Rapid fire.
Ooh.
Fun. Okay, so we've got 2 rounds. One is more worky.
Okay.
And one is more lifey.
Okay.
Flow Builder or Apex?
Flow.
Why?
I just prefer Flow. I don't like making Apex scripts.
Triggered flows or screen flows?
Ooh. Screen flow. Just because if you're a user, it's more fun to use as well.
Best practice or business specific process?
Best practice always.
Always. More user training or more UX improvements?
User training. Adoption's
Really?
key. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like you've got to train the users to go through the system, so definitely user training.
Web apps or desktop apps?
Desktop.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
The random round. What's your hidden talent? Although we kind of covered that.
Hey mate, I can do a good Scouse accent sometimes.
That is pretty good.
Hey. Aye.
Oh, see, this one is especially for you.
Okay.
Favourite day at the gym? Chest, back, legs.
Gotta be chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because everything else is a bit loose.
Oh, yeah. I need to work harder.
Do you know what? You know, when I do legs, the burn afterwards, and the fact that I can barely walk to the car.
It's satisfying.
Quite
isn't it?
it is. It's
Yeah.
very hedonistic. Oh, and I can't feel my arms. Love that. Champagne or cocktails?
Cocktails.
Yeah, I thought so. Superpower, super strength or super speed?
Speed.
Oh, because you've already got strength.
No, at least then I could leave 2 minutes before I need to be somewhere on there.
Okay, so that's a wrap on episode 2. Thanks to Imaan for joining us today.
Appreciate it. It's been a pleasure.
And now you can go.
Yeah, I've got to be all functional now.
Get back to work. So if you're a technology business and you recognise some of the pain points that we mentioned today, then reach out to us at Aspire, because we like chaos and we like making chaos into harmony.